A drive along California's Pacific Coast Highway offers some of the best scenery in America, but increasingly, any road trip also includes a stop at one of an eclectic mix of craft breweries that dot the coast. Plot the outposts on this beer trail and you'll find a warm welcome from small batch producers who create beers mainly for local consumption, as well as those with brews distributed beyond the Golden State. We set out to explore a few, starting in San Francisco with the granddaddy of them all, Anchor Brewing Company.
Anchor Brewing Company has been around since the late 1800s. With the gold rush came beer drinkers and came a lot of Northern European guys who wanted beer. But they had no refrigeration, they had no ice houses set up, and so they were brewing in a very crude environment. And what evolved from that was our unique beer. Anchor Steam Beer is a unique beer just because of its ingredients, its brewing methods, very traditional, only whole hops, open fermentation, traditional copper brew house. The California beer scene has really changed over the years. When I started with Anchor in 1971, we were the smallest brewery in the United States. There were only about 40 breweries, and we were the smallest, making about 600 barrels of beer.
Today, there are nearly 400 independently owned craft breweries in California, according to the Brewers Association. Just across the San Francisco Bay, the founders of Oakland's Linden Street Brewery drew inspiration from Anchor's origin story. Founded 5 years ago by Adam Lamoureux and his wife Alice Chen, the brewers at Linden Street make California lager-style beers. Lamoureux envisions an expansion of his beer beyond the Bay Area as part of a larger resurgence of industry and manufacturing in Oakland. For now, Linden Street self-distributes its beers and doesn't go beyond the Bay Area, where he's betting on a home field advantage.
I'm a firm believer in getting myself completely entrenched in the market that I'm trying to represent, because if we can do that, if we can become saturated in our home market, then it just becomes easy for us to look outside of that.
Many of California's small batch brewers have taken advantage of the state's winemaking pedigree. About 80 miles south of the Bay Area, the brewers at Capitola's Santa Adarius Rustic Ales find that the temperate climate works in their favor. Soda's becoming friendly with winemakers.
All kinds of phenomenal wineries are in these mountains. So we've just developed these relationships with winemakers where we'll often get phone calls when they have extra barrels. Sometimes they'll trade us for beer, which is even better.
Adair Paterno and her partner Tim Clifford want to keep their operations small, in part so they can continue to experiment, keeping the slate of beers on tap ever evolving. The team intends to expand only to meet regional demand, but they found that beer lovers will seek them out.
We don't really do festivals, we don't advertise. It's been this just really awesome word of mouth driven clientele and community that we get here, which has extended into a smaller sort of national reputation among beer geeks.
To the glee of many brewers, California is increasingly being seen as a beer-making haven.
I think finally that we brewers are getting some of the credit that was only given to winemakers. These beers are very close to us, you know. We work hard to make them and then get out there and see people like them. We like that.